I think, yeah.
And we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bigfoot Odyssey's Researchers Report. It is Blue Line Wednesday, 1 or 2 days a month where we kind of let our hair down and have a little bit of fun with the Bigfoot subjects. With me, as always, producer and co-host of the report, Miss Daniela Iolo. How are you, Daniela?
I'm good, thank you. Hello, Linda.
And wouldn't be Blue Line Wednesday without at least one of the Blue Line Bigfoot guys. Jake Hitchcock, the Blue Line Bigfoot, one half of the team is here. I don't know. Adam apparently couldn't make it, but that's all right. We're glad to be here on this Thanksgiving Eve. And we just put out episode 12, Sisters of the Moon. Still can't say sisters. I don't know why I can't say my tongue feels like it's this big in my mouth. And I just wanted to say a few things. I know you guys don't like us chit chat and you like us to get right into the show. I understand that. But we know why people subscribe to our channel. And it's not for this. And there was a comment and it kind of struck me a little bit. And this is more for the newer subscribers. Our channel is the travel show. That's really what it is. And that's we're gonna always do that. And I have to read the comment. Let me find this comment. It's not gonna take but a second. But it just kind of struck me and I just wondered, how many people actually feel this way? So come on. I can find it. There's only 175 comments.
We're without a net here, folks.
Nice guy, a really nice guy. And I just think, he just wasn't aware. And like I said, I wondered how many other people felt this way. Mark Jones, like I said, really nice guy. He says so much better when you do shows like this, talking about Sisters of the Moon documentary, than talking with your guests with the 4-view TV screen. Laugh out loud. It gives your show much more depth. I'm sure if you took a vote, many of the listeners would agree. Thanks for doing it. Doing and showing field work is always more rewarding, I think. Just wish and hope you do more of this type of research in the future. Obviously, hasn't watched our show much. So much more interesting and entertaining. God bless you guys. Like I said, really nice guy, and my comment, that's what I said back. I was as nice as I could possibly be. So Mark Jones, this is what we started doing. This is the channel purpose. We started doing the live show a year later because there's so much time between travel shows. I know it's not the same, but it's better than nothing and getting nothing between the travel shows. I think all of our viewers would agree to that or more. And I was assuming that, but I'd like to know, do you just want us to do the travel shows and not do this at all? I mean, like I said, I think it's better than not having anything between 6 to 8 weeks before we put out a documentary because we can't travel and do one every single week. We just can't do it, or even every 2 weeks. It may be possible now with the new job to get one out once a month, but even that's mildly ambitious. Even as much as we like doing them, as much as we like traveling. But I mean, let us know. If you don't, I guess our viewers do let us know by tuning in and watching, don't they? But it just kind of struck me. Those of you guys, this is secondary. As a matter of fact, I've been talking to Daniela about her making her own channel, the Daniela Iolo Hour or something. Me and Mark Zasky were actually going to do a podcast together, and we may still do it. It was called Beautiful Lies and the Ugly Truth. And we were just going to do, controversial stuff, on the Bigfoot subject and or cryptids in general. But I think Daniela, something along those lines would be great. Not that we're going to quit doing this, but I still think that it would be good. What do you think, Jake?
I think I'd be out of a job here every other Wednesdays, but
No,
I mean, I think it would all be good.
I think people I enjoy being able to sit down and being able to conversate, because when we do a tape and we have the live premiere and then we don't have that afterwards. I like the live interaction with everyone.
Mhm.
So,
We'll all right. Well, before we get into the stories, just remind everyone, please keep it clean for us in the chat. We do appreciate everybody being here, but we try to keep it as clean as we can. So we have really awesome moderators that will time you out. And sometimes we wish they'd time people out that aren't being ugly, but that's just us being ugly. But
Kerry the Hammer Arnold.
The Hammer. Yeah. No, it's Power Stroke.
It is a struggle.
That's not gonna work.
No,
But we got some good
yet.
stories. You got some. Oh, you brought a guest. Who's this?
This is Adam. He's a little late to the party, but he's got to get his goatee down a little better there. No, I guess he couldn't make it.
Okay. Well, you still have Charlie though, right?
No, Carl? Yeah, he's hanging out.
Man, Carl.
Now, my mom can.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's get into some stories here. We got one from Daniela sent me this one just today. It was actually pretty good. It's rather short, but British Columbia, Canada, May 10th, 2004. On Monday, May 10th, I was on my way from this chair is squeaky. Sorry, I'm getting
I didn't do anything, guys.
I was on my way from Merritt to pick up my wife and daughter at the hospital in Kamloops and saw the coolest thing ever. As I was driving, you sent me this on purpose, didn't you? The Kakihala, that's what we'll call it. As I was driving the Kakihala Highway, I saw what I thought was a father and son fishing in this pond about 300 to 500 feet away off the highway. As I was coming near, I realized the pond they were standing beside was just a scum pond of sorts, and I said to myself, they couldn't be fishing because there's no fish in that pond. The pond was freshwater swamp surrounded by the pine trees, except for the area that I could see them from my car. Then suddenly I thought, these aren't people, they're bears. Man, was I wrong. Coming even closer to these two animals, the one on the left bent down to get a drink. I suppose that and even though it was bent over, it was still taller than the smaller one on the left, which was staring straight at me. They both had straight black hair, and I could make out lighter colors on the smaller one's face. It was so fascinating. I didn't have the time to stop and watch because I was late as it was for the hospital. But as God is my witness, what I saw was a father and son Bigfoot standing at the edge of a pond. One other thing is that when the bigger one of the two bent down, I could see that the way the left leg was bent, and I could see the form of the hip and upper thigh, and these weren't bears. I'm a father of two and a first aid attendant for the IWA union, and I'm not a drug user or drinker, so I know what I saw. I don't know if this info is helpful or not, but it is what I saw. After this happened to me, I looked around the net to see if anyone had ever had this happen to them before, and I found that over the years there have been other sightings around this area. Where I live, the mountains are all around us, and it's a heavily forested area.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Grandma's phone.
That thing is loud.
Yeah.
Linda's mother is here. We're feeding about 61 people. That's how many RSVP'd anyway, and that's all family. So tomorrow, yeah. So mom's here helping us cook, and we've been actually cooking all day. But this story, a lot of presumptions in it. I mean, I believe he knows what he saw, but I mean, to say it's a father and son, I mean, it could be uncle and nephew. You don't know. It could be one of those things. And I mean, it's still a cool story. I mean,
Did it say what time of year it was?
May.
May the 10th, right? Yeah. So yeah, that would make sense. Those vernal pools do lay around there late spring. So said it was a scum pond or something like that. But.
Yeah, in a mountainous area. I mean, this is British Columbia, Canada. So can't imagine.
Why would you be drinking from a vernal pool versus a fresh flowing stream though? They must have been awful thirsty.
Yeah, no telling what they were doing. I wonder if there's crawfish in those things.
Does it say it looks as if he was drinking? Or does it say he was drinking?
Or bent down to take a drink.
It said it bent down as if it was going to take a drink, I think.
Oh. Could have been just checking its reflection, see if it had a seed in its tooth or something,
Yeah, could have been.
But I mean, straight black hair. I mean, the guy knows what he saw. They're
too.
I mean, my God, it's British Columbia. So, but I mean, I thought it was a very cool, very cool story here. I mean, kind of short, but still a good story. I've actually got a few others. What did you say was Adam's deal? He's stuck somewhere in traffic.
Oh no, I can't tell a lie. He's ill. He's stuck on the couch, sick with that bug. No fun to be around.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. I put my eyes were so dry. I put some drops in, but I still look like I've been smoking a big tree of weed.
He hasn't.
Corn silk. 61 people. My mother's side of the family. She has 9 brothers and sisters, so I know all about. I think we probably have. I don't think we have that many. We've had between 40 and 50 probably coming to Aunt Gret's.
4 sisters and a brother.
And they all have children, and some of them have to. We got 4 generations coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
like 51 immediate family, and that's not counting anybody they bring with them. So,
Right.
Awesome.
There's a lot of food here.
so we've been cooking all day.
Yes. It's and a lot more to do tomorrow. Daniela, you guys don't have Thanksgiving, do you?
We don't know. We don't.
What other holidays do you have that we don't have in England? Tell us.
None. Is it? I mean, Easter. You have Easter, I guess. Yeah. Christmas.
Boxing Day's not a thing over there.
Pancake Day.
I mean, I imagine you guys don't celebrate 4th of July too much.
No.
She's gonna get you one day.
I'm glad I'm about 3,500 miles away. So.
I'm gonna let you get him too, Daniela.
We have about like 8 bank holidays a year, which is a Monday.
So, I mean, like on 4th of July, do you guys like sit around and sulk and drink and all that stuff, or what?
We don't do anything. we don't even acknowledge it, I don't think.
I'm sorry.
Think about it. No.
What about Cinco de Mayo? That's not ours, but we still celebrate it.
No.
I think we celebrate everything. We just like to celebrate.
Yeah.
This
Look, there's a day every day on the calendar that you can party for. I've seen this calendar before.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You don't have like Queen's Day or anything like that?
Not really. No.
Queen Elizabeth Day.
Doesn't she get a jubilee? Didn't she have a jubilee last year or something?
She gives a speech on Christmas Day. You know.
Sure, that's probably riveting. And she's like 107 right now, right? 108.
She's like 92.
92.
No,
yeah.
80 something.
I knew I was close.
80 something. I'm not really a royalist in any way, shape,
I think I heard 93. Tea and Crumpets Day, Carl Gotro said.
Oh, yeah. Bit of crumpets. We like crumpets.
All right. Well, are we going to give anything away tonight?
She's 93, by the way. She is 93.
93. I thought I heard that. Okay, let's give away let's give some stuff away. Adam, Jake, you got the boggler?
Oh, we do not mess around without a boggler. Now, the funny thing was,
we'll do a BLB question this time on this one.
Oh, BLB question. We like those. What we know what episode we're up to? The last one. So I would say, what is the let's spin the wheel and see what question we get. Oh, it's question 5. Question 5 on the list is, what's the name of the plastic Sasquatch that lives in Adam's fish tank?
Oh,
it starts with an A. I'll give you that clue.
Of the plastic Sasquatch that lives in Adam's fish tank.
Yeah, boy.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Now
you guys be watching. Let's see.
I bet if you're a Rocky fan,
everyone still, so I don't know if they're guessing names or saying hi to each other. Well, we know it starts with an A, so
Amos. Is it Amos?
Is it Amos?
No. I guess I should have emailed you
Aqua
the.
Squatch?
Yeah, that would have helped.
Is it Aqua Squatch?
How about I'll just do this.
Arnold, Abe, Apollo.
Is he writing it down for everybody to see?
Adrian.
Oh, well, you just told everybody the answer.
Yeah. So the first person to type it, you get a song.
Last of the Wild already had it.
He did. He had it typed before you put it up there. Every doggone.
Yeah.
Whoa. I think that's right. Last of the Wild, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Last of the Wild.
Adrian.
From what I can see. And look, no matter what you guys see on your chat, we go by what we have on here. So
I think it's Andy Gone Fishing, though.
Andy Gone Fishing's got, but he spelled it different. He's got Andrian.
Andrian.
Well, I think we can give him a typo.
Yeah, probably. Guy like that. Jeez Louise.
Adam, Andrian. Andy's got Andrian. That's the first one up there. And then D. Lee's behind me. Aqua Squatch was a good one, though. I like that.
Okay, Adrian. All right, since he spelled it wrong, we'll give something to Last of the Wilds too. We'll send the Bigfoot Odyssey song.
Oh, look, we've got another one who kind of got it nearly right underneath Andy Gone Fishing.
Yeah, D. Lee got it right up underneath it.
You know what? We have to look on. We can't look on StreamYard because
let Kerry go look in the thing.
Yeah, because they mix them up so bad.
We could send him one of Cam's stickers maybe, or
we've got plenty of those.
Yeah, Cam sent us some, so that was.
I was going to get him to autograph some.
I think it doesn't make sense until you watch it back later, because this happened last week.
Yeah, it did.
Even what you see now isn't what you see later. So
we'll see. The thing of it is, shoot us an email over there at the Blueline
Gone Fishing.
Yeah,
and then David Lee.
Yeah,
we'll do you up another song.
Really misspelled, but then Last of the Wild spelled it correctly.
Last of the Wild spelled it correctly.
So you had two answer before that did not spell it correct, but then
how would they know? How would they know how it was spelled?
Exactly. I don't know how this is spelled. This isn't even. I mean.
All right, Andy Gone Fishing and David Lee, email us at bigfootodyssey@gmail.com and we'll hook you up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What a debacle.
Two winners tonight.
Every Blue Line Wednesday we had this happen.
If it ain't one thing, it's another.
Rigged already. Poor Rick.
It is rigged.
He knows he don't have to win. He can say all that stuff he wants to. Okay.
He was typing fast. That's his excuse. He was typing fast because he was excited. He knew the answer. Oops. It's too late, Rick.
Yeah, it's too late.
For the next one.
Okay.
It's going to be on it now.
I did not edit this, but it's kind of a cool story. It's from Thailand.
Nice.
Yeah. And I got it off Reddit. And but this guy wrote it. So his English is at best. So here we go.
Sawadika.
Okay. Oscar de la Hoya to you. My name is Amonrat. That looks right. My name is Amonrat, and I wish to share with you my encounter with, shall I say, an ape man in Thailand. I'm sending you a direct email. This totally surreal, baffling, but unique experience happened when I was 6 or 7. I'm now 35, but remember every single detail like it happened yesterday. In a tiny village in southern Thailand called Philbin, in the county of Nakhon, Sri Thamarat. That's probably not right. Philbin is tiny, just a handful of houses on wooden stilts. A temple and a river ran behind the houses. One day while visiting my cousins, I lived in the neighboring village of Klong Candy. This is going to be awesome. Excuse me. I noticed that a crowd had gathered outside one of the houses a few doors down from where I was. I knew that house also served as a coffee shop. I witnessed to this day something that I never thought I would ever share with strangers for fear of people thinking I am crazy. I saw perhaps 4 Thai soldiers, and 2 of them had what looked like a long leash which led to handcuffs, and then 2 ape-like creatures. In detail, they were tall, must have been 6 foot. That's probably tall for somebody from Thailand. Walking upright like us, had dark fur, same color as a chimpanzee. Features of a chimpanzee, but the eyes like a human. I know it sounds corny, but the only accurate way to describe them is that they looked like the creatures from the Planet of the Apes. 67 version or 2005 version? Okay.
67.
They seemed to be both male, though I couldn't be 100% sure. But the soldiers dressed them in jeans and long-sleeved blue shirts, if I remember correctly. They were sipping hot, sweet tea with a small spoon like a human. There was a crowd around them. They didn't seem to be bothered. To me, it seemed like they were used to the attention. They didn't act like how I presumed an ape would act. I would say that they leaned to more to the human side in their behavior. I was too young then to ask what or who they were. I suppose due to the initial response from the villagers, it was their first time to have witnessed them too. I remember that some of them asked the soldiers questions, but I couldn't recall what was said. I asked my cousins about them too, and they don't know anything about it. Stop pushing me. Sorry. The 2 ape-like creatures seemed like they were used to humans. This is looking back. They didn't seem to mind us crowding around them. As I said, they were sipping Thai tea, which is served in a glass cup. They knew how to pick up the spoon and stir the tea. Then spoon the tea into their mouths rather than picking it up and drinking from it. I presume they must have been captured for a while. They seemed to be at ease around us, though they barely took any notice of us. They wore clothing. They walked like us. They were not huge, not gorilla-like in their physique. No big heads, no huge shoulders like some of the pictures I've seen while researching on the net. They were like men with a chimpanzee mask, or half man, half chimpanzee in the best way to describe them. I do remember that they didn't seem to have hair on their face, maybe around the face frame, but the protruding ape-like mouth, human-like eyes, dark, but it was the eyes that I remember the most. I remember vividly seeing pain in one of their eyes. Their hair was black. Because they had a long sleeve shirt and jeans on, you can only see so much. The crowd had packed into this tiny shop, and I remember the room was dark for the many bodies straining to see them. Who knows where soldiers were taking them or what they were doing with them. I went back to the village of Philbin for the first time after many absent years in 2004, and sadly, a lot of the houses had either been flooded away or had been burned down by a wildfire that happened many years ago. My cousins still keep in contact with some of the people from there. I shall do my utmost to find out about them. I made a promise to myself to find out about my friends, wherever they are. I will be going back again next year, so I shall keep you updated. Also, they must have come from Army base nearby. Someone out there knows about them. Hope the info helped. I do feel better having shared this experience with you. Though my husband loves me very much, I think he did give me a funny glance when I told him about it. Few people that I can share this experience it, and who better than those who believe it too. The soldiers didn't seem threatened or bothered by them. After drinking their tea, they left. I remember watching one of them sip his tea with his spoon. The sad look in his eyes, I'll never forget. Never. To this day, if I could find them again, I would want to free them. Goodness knows where they came from, what happened to them, but I do know that the Thai army had something to do with it. we were talking about a tiny little community we are talking about a tiny little community in the deepest, thickest part of the southern Thailand. No one would have had the money to pay or practical joke like that. Though I never thought of researching to see if there was any army base nearby. Somebody out there knows about them. Sadly, I feel that perhaps they were killed, as I have not heard anything about them anymore. But who knows? I pray and hope not. Thought I would share this experience with you. Feel free to ask me more. Yours, Amin Rock, Thursday, September 10th, 2009. Thought that was very interesting. Wow. I mean, you hear about rock apes in Vietnam, and they talk about them being that size, 5 to 6 feet, not tremendously robust, but just upright walking apes. I mean, more than 30 different species of primate apes, different types, lived for 25 million years during the Miocene era. I mean, is it so hard to believe that some of these different types of apes could have just walked right out of that era and still survived today? I mean, it seems Sasquatch would be one of those. The Yeren, the Yowie, maybe the Yeti, if they're different. I mean, different places. You think they would be somewhat different. Bears. There are different types of bears in the United States that are all different. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was very interesting anyway. And I believe it. Sorry. I don't think that's just, of course, anybody, I guess, could make up anything. But what do you think, Jake?
I had the privilege of being in Thailand for 10 or 11 days back in late March, early April of 2018. I kept my eyes peeled for any sign of Sasquatch or the Orang Pendek, they call over there. I don't know. Yeah, but, I definitely believe it. I didn't see any out there.
Yeah, and I wonder if that could be what they call the Orang Pendek too. Or maybe it's just Billy apes, dressed, because those things get really big.
They mentioned the look in the eye. Sorry.
I think it sounds likely it's some sort of ape, a monkey, something.
Yeah, I mean, monkeys have tails. That's kind of the signature difference in an ape and a monkey. Apes don't have a tail.
And they do, they're clever and they can be trained to do all sorts of things and live amongst people and,
But hey, the eyes.
He said how sad that the creature looked, of course he's in chains or whatever, but I mean, come on, he's swirling, sipping sweet tea. I mean,
yeah,
kind of, and it kind of reminded me of that story of the Bible where before they were marching on Jericho, right? The Lord gave him how to tell what soldiers he was going to take. Or when the soldiers went down to take a drink, he only picked the soldiers who used one hand, who held their sword or their shield in one hand and took the water with the other. He didn't take any of the soldiers who just got down and were like, "Oh, give me some water" with both hands. These Sasquatch doing the same thing. He could have slurped it or drank it like a Viking barbarian savage, if you will. But here he is taking it one sip at a time. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's a soldier.
Yes.
They could be mimicking.
Yeah, it could be.
They've seen doing it like that.
Cosmopolitan apes. But we do hear of different apes in these regions. Thailand notwithstanding.
And the military was there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe their version of the Men in Black. They're the men in khaki over in the Sawadika country. But I'll tell you, the people over there, they could not be more nice, and everyone is very, we went to Bangkok, which has millions of people, all this traffic. It was insane. Nice. We never heard a beep or a horn, no one got their dandruff up. It's very laid back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is the prize. Dixie
Wow.
cryptid stickers. Straight
Nice.
from Cam Buckner's hands, because we've got about 40 of them.
Yeah, he's
We'll get one of each. The round one with the screaming squatch on it, and a little square one. And I think they're the kind you can put on your car because they feel like they're like
They're
plastic. Yeah, they're like thick. They're thick.
nice.
Yeah, they're good, nice stickers. I mean, $20, and I'll send you all you want.
Dang.
Kidding.
No.
Of course, I'm just joking. All right, this is gonna be a Sisters of the Moon question. So,
Do you have them numbered 1 through 8?
yeah, they're numbered in my head.
Okay. Mine. Oh, you're not going to believe this.
Number 3.
You do believe it.
Well, I can see it.
Oh, okay. Anyways, all right.
Let me check the file.
Question 3. Let's hear it.
Okay. I want to know state here. Okay. What state do the Sisters of the Moon do the most of their research? I'm get on my phone right now.
I'm looking.
Getting it.
Bigfoot Odyssey.
We have a winner, Woodbooger Farm.
No way.
Yep. Oklahoma.
Told you.
I'm sorry, it's rigged. Rick, you can't get it.
Yep, it's rigged.
Oklahoma.
It's rigged.
Who's rigged it? Did you tell him the answer before?
No, he knows these ladies.
He got it in the email. Just like the DNC. They got them in the emails beforehand. Like them questions.
It's rigged. We'll give it to the next one. Who else got it right? No.
No, Rick got
Congratulations. Congratulations, Rick Wells. You're the winner of 2 Dixie Cryptid stickers. I already have your address, so they'll be coming to you. I'm probably going to draw on them, though.
Even everyone thinks it's rigged.
It's not rigged, I promise you. We don't care who wins. You know what? We don't have to give anything away. You know, we can just.
Rick's the one who started the rigging, and he won it. A lot of them got the right answers, though. They do a lot of research everywhere, so they got.
But most of it, like Tribulation Bay and the ones that were in the show, where they had a lot of the experiences, were Oklahoma. So, and that was another thing I did different in this last episode, was I kind of chaptered it, and you guys let me know how you like that too, if that's better that way, or if you'd just rather me narrate through it. I did a lot less narrating in this one, and a lot more just visual, where I made you guys read pretty much.
I love the transition with the fire. I love that. That was my favorite.
Cool. And you see what the colors in the fire? That's not effect. No. That's what color the fire was.
She had Barbara had gotten some little tablets that you just throw into the fire, and it makes it all different colors. It's a packet.
Yeah, it's like a powder.
And that happened to be a lot of blues and pinks and greens. It was so pretty.
Yeah, it was very cool. So when you look at that transition where Henry Edge, the homemade transition that I did there into that fire, and you see all the colors, that's exactly what color it was. So it's very cool. If you guys that go camping, look for those little packets. It's
she said she got them at Walmart.
Nature's Television.
What they're called?
I have no idea what it's called.
Don't know. It's just little packs that you
Colorful Fire or something like that.
She said she got it back in the camping section at Walmart. And it's just a little pack you throw in there, and they're different colors. It makes it like a rainbow effect.
Would you like to tell a story, or am I still doing this?
You're doing this. You didn't ask me to have anything prepared. I'll gladly read something that you pull up. I'll pronounce half the stuff wrong, probably.
I already read this one. So this is another one that Daniela sent to me that she edited. So if it's messed up, it's all her fault.
There might be a big word in there.
Yeah, gotta watch. You gotta take those big. You gotta narrow down those big words for me just a little bit. This is Cowlitz County, Washington, near Longview. We all know where that is, right? July 1984. As far as my sighting goes, I was heading home with my roommate from the movies. This was in either June or July of 1984, but I believe it was July as it was quite warm. You remember how warm it was, but you don't remember what month it was. Okay. Sorry, the Blue Line Wednesday is coming out in me. We were driving west along the Columbia River on State Route 4, about 7 miles west of Longview, when I saw what I thought might be a bear on the riverside, south of the guardrail, just above the river. I slowed my truck to a crawl to get a better view as we neared it. All of a sudden, this bear stood up to the height of about 9 feet and stepped over the guardrail on 2 legs. I stopped the truck and hit the high beams and knew right away what I was seeing was a Bigfoot. I could actually see what appeared to be very small genitalia. Poor fella. 9-footer with small genitalia.
Read.
Up until that very moment, Daniela did that on purpose. So up until that very moment, I had never believed in the Sasquatch, as I so avidly hunted and fished the mountains of Washington and had never before seen, nor had I noticed any sign. Of course, I hadn't been looking for any. Well, there it is right in front of me. It was the male version of Patty, only larger and more muscled. It was not shaggy hair. It was not a shaggy-haired animal, but quite the opposite. It was covered in a sleek black hair/fur, maybe 2 to 3 inches long. In fact, it looked a great deal like black bear fur, except that the hair was a bit longer on its shoulders and upper back. As it stepped over the guardrail, my mind went into never forget what you're seeing mode, and I can play it repeatedly in my head. This thing was giant in stature, yet walked with very fluid movement. It was amazingly graceful. Its head was slightly pointed, and its jaw was massive. 2 steps or so into the road, and it turned and looked right at the truck. Doing so caused its body to turn with the head after a slight turn of the neck. At this point, it furrowed its brow in what I looked to be a look of anger and disgust. Took to be. This is very small writing, sorry. It really looked angry. It continued across the road where there was an incline of approximately 60 degrees. It proceeded to walk up the incline on 2 legs. I even pointed to the truck in that direction to see it walk up the incline and observe the musculature. I was very into bodybuilding at that point in my life, and its musculature was totally incredible. You could see the muscles rippling and bulging under the hair. One thing I noticed was that every time it put its weight on one leg, a very large muscle bulged from above the knee and traveled all the way up the leg to the side of its glutes. It also walked with its knees slightly bent and a strangely exaggerated arm swing. That's the classic Bigfoot thing. I was in awe. While my friend was so darned, I'm going to say darned, that's not what's on here, but while my friend was so darn scared, he refused to watch. He kept yelling, "What is it? What is it?" I turned to look at him and said, "That was a Bigfoot." I told my family, and even they said I was nuts. As far as my friend, it took me until 3 years ago to get him to admit that he actually saw it. As far as everyone else is concerned, I do not give a darn what they think. I know what I saw, and I know I could never have been hoaxed. Not bad. But can you really know? You can't know. You know what you saw, yeah, but was it a hoax? I doubt it. 9 feet tall, muscles. That's a heck of a hoaxer. That's somebody.
Not even need a cod piece? Come on.
Yeah.
Jeez, genetics, Pee-wee.
Yeah, with small dingleberries. You know what? It's the description to me. The classic big arms. Don't have this is my mic stand if everybody can see it. It's a
big
glass.
glass.
Yeah, it's a big glass. But yeah, the classic, arm swing, and he sees the avulsion or the muscle, the same thing Patty had. You see when she puts her leg down, and you see that little avulsion just above the knee. And then what he says, it ripples all the way up, to the butt cheek. Of course, that's not what he said, but that's what a glute is.
Glutamus maximus.
Glutamus maximus muscle root. Yeah. But I mean, still incredible. At that point, you just don't get to believe anymore. People say that seeing is believing, and I don't think that's true. Seeing is knowing. Not seeing is believing. Right? Wouldn't that seem more in line?
I think the arms must be a good giveaway. I think you can tell humans. I mean, I've never seen a Bigfoot, obviously, but from the things I have seen and descriptions, I think there's a difference in the arms, isn't there?
Yeah, well, what I saw seemed like it was lumbering. I thought this guy was tired or something, kind of leaned forward and reaching, like using its arms to go through, the thicket or whatever. That's what it seemed like. I may be completely wrong, and I might be remembering wrong, but I don't remember seeing that big, huge arm swing. So who knows? Patty, Abe, and
yeah, Patty had an arm swing. And I guess the no neck thing, that's going to be hard to to pull off.
What I saw had a neck, but the head was just forward on it. It was like sitting here, right, okay. And big,
turtling.
What are these things? Delts? Traps? What is this?
Sure, traps, delts.
No,
delts are up here probably. I think.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, it's just like.
Aren't they both
really pronounced?
It's humorous.
They're probably all that way. What is this?
Rick sent me a story.
It's the ulna right here. Here's the radius.
Okay, I will.
Rick Wells.
Ulna.
This isn't funny, is it, when you hit it?
Rick Wells sent Linda a story to tell. So let's give away a prize. Let's give away a BLB prize.
All right.
And we'll let Linda do a little narration.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Rick, for sending Linda a story. It's probably something ridiculous and funny. So
I don't care. I'm gonna read it because Rick sent it to me.
All right, spin the wheel.
Continuing with our rigged theme, I'm gonna put my finger on the back here. Make a stop on number 4, just like I planned. Now, what happens? Question number 4 tonight comes to us all the way from Winnipeg. At the end of the Blueline Bigfoot stinger, at the end of each of their later episodes, it ends with 2 signature words. What are they? Should be some low-hanging fruit.
I know it.
I do not know this one.
I know it.
Now, the prize, we like these songs we've been doing. You send us some information, we'll send you a little ditty. I think Squash Lady PA gave hers to a moderator for the Paranormal Portal channel, Black Tree.
Goodbye, Later Gator.
No.
Anyone else? Peace out. Gnarly dude.
Gnarly
Peace
dude.
and hair grease.
Gnarly dude.
Gnarly dude. Is it?
Bomber's got that right. He's got our colors.
Last of the Wilds got it.
Last of the Wilds got it. Yeah, even spelled it right.
Yeah. He's probably the one in the middle of the room.
Yeah. No. Bomber was just trying to get it out. Bomber's a very nice lady.
Yeah, gnarly dude.
That's the winner of Last of the Wilds.
Last of the Wilds. Congratulations. You are the winner of what, Jake?
A ringtone?
He said something.
It's kind of a ringtone song. We send us an email with some fun facts. We'll shoot you maybe a little questions list. You contact us at the bluelinebigfoot@gmail.com. Thank you. And we'll send you a little survey to fill out. and that'll give us some information we'll plug it into the system and spit out some kind of a Bigfoot Odyssey kind of rap kind of song, whatever it is.
Yeah. That was actually a good rap you guys did for us. The Bigfoot Odyssey. Yeah, the Bigfoot Odyssey rap was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Big, tall, and hairy. Yeah, that was good.
We had a lot of fun with that one. We should.
Yeah, you guys are very creative when it comes to that. I like the one you did for Barb. Was good. Yes. I didn't get to hear. Well, the one you did for Ems.
Ems, that was good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should hear the one he did for Black Tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised Squatch Lady PA hasn't won. She's got another.
Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, we got to get Miss Elizabeth a cell phone just so she can have, because she gets a lot of these right. I think she's probably won more than anybody. But yeah, these guys write little ditties, little jingles for you. So congratulations, last little whiles. I actually knew your name and forgot it. So, maybe I'm not supposed to say it. That's probably why.
Yeah. Because some people don't like their
But yes, congratulations. Email Jake, bluelinebigfoot@gmail.com, and you'll get that. So I think we've got just about enough time for one more tale. Rick Wells said he it's mostly true. He rewrote it. He rewrote it in the first person. So Linda?
I'll read it. Okay. One cold November morning, I got up early before first light. I made coffee, filled a cup up to drink while I got ready, and filled my thermos up with the rest. I kept my hunting gear in a couple of totes to keep scents and mice out, and had sent them out on the back porch after retrieving them from the shed the day before. As I went out on the porch to get my base layers, I soon figured out it was too cold and wet. It was to be a cold and wet morning. The lids on the totes were wet, so I tipped them and carried one in the house. I got the base layers on, and then my light outerwear.
It's all jumbled up.
Yeah. Left the jacket in the tote for now and started loading my packed with snacks, calls, and such. I looked at the clock and had an hour till first light, so I put a log on the fire, got my thermos and flashlight, stepped out the door, and put my jacket and Crocs, boots. The rain was coming down harder now, so I made a run for the truck, jumped in, fired it up, and pulled out onto the road. My 270 was on the passenger seat. If left outside in the truck and under the covered porch, the scope lens won't fog, a trick I learned from my pa. I decided this wet, cold morning I would hunt the old home place my papa had built back in 1908, and although it was run down, them old-timers built things that last. The roof and walls were good, so that would keep me dry and help cut down the wind when the rain came in. As I turned onto the main fork, a big buck crossed in front of me, and he paid me no mind due to the doe he was trailing. In the bottoms, I kept seeing eye shine from deer feeding as my headlights reflected off them. I turned up the old home place holler, and the rain came down even harder. It was a quarter of a mile in, and I had to cross a creek that was up, so I locked it in the four-wheel drive and crept through it and up the steep bank, slick with clay. More deer bounded to the tree line as I drove past the big fields that had just had the corn cut only weeks ago. I neared the house and turned my truck facing out, another lesson from Paul, and killed the engine. The rain was coming down heavy, and the wind really picked up, so I waited in the truck to see if it was slow. 30 minutes till first light. I got out in the wind and rain, reached for my gun and light, and closed the truck door softly. Clicked on the flashlight and fast walked the 10 yard to the porch. This took place in the 80s, so the light I had was a weak yellowish beam and sure didn't put out much light. I just how I liked my hunting light. The porch door had been missing for years, as had all the windows, so I walked in playing my flashlight off the floor. The rain and wind on the old tin roof was loud, but seemed to be slowing some now. I walked through the kitchen into the family room with the hand-cut fireplace and started to the living room. Okay. As I walked through the door, I shined my light toward the area I was going to sit at and saw two eyes looking back at me. Huge eyes, the same yellowish color of the old flashlight. They blinked once and I heard a low grumbling growl. I froze in shock. It didn't. All in one moment, it flowed more than moved. All in one moment, I'm sorry. All in one moment, it flowed more than moved off the couch and out the window. I just kind of twisted it. It just kind of twisted its body, just used huge arm to pull itself up and the other to pull itself out the window head first. It was huge, maybe 7 foot, but bulky. Covered in black hair except its face that was a dark reddish color like Native Americans. Its face was humanish, wide nose, high sharp cheekbones, and when it growled, it showed its teeth. They were blockish, huge, and the canines were longer than the others. It had no neck and was huge. It had no neck and was huge. I was surprised at how fast and agile it was. I stood there for what seemed forever, shining light to the empty window when I heard it hit the creek with a big splash, so I went towards the window. I shined my weak light out towards the creek just in time to see it turn its upper torso towards me and let out a yell that I felt as much as I heard. It then jumped up the 4-foot bank in one try and went up the hillside, crashing through the brush. I listened, standing in the middle of the room till I couldn't hear any more, and noticed the rain had stopped. I stood there still in the middle of the room as first light started creeping in. Only then did I remember my gun. I waited till it was full light before I dared go out, and when I did, I had my gun in a ready position. I walked out towards the creek it crossed, and in the mud there was 2 tracks. They were around 15 inches long and 5 inches wide and very human-like. The hillside it went up was about straight up and down, but it even went up it quick, even though it was slick with mud from the rain. The size, speed, and agility of this creature leaves no doubt in my mind it wasn't a man. Besides, who in their right mind would sleep in an old, drafty, leaky house on a cold November night? That was the first time I saw what my papa called a woodbooger, and to this day, I don't know what they are. Mostly true, and to this day, I don't know what they are. And then he said, mostly true, but I added a couple things. So that was a good story, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good story. The way it got sent was.
Yeah, it's in blocks. Did the best I could, guys.
I was, well, I mean, when you can't see punctuations, it's kind of
It's hard.
I'm not making excuses for Linda.
Oh.
You know, she can't read anyway.
Oh, yes, I can.
Well, it's amazing that Rick caught the very first documented case of a squatter.
A squat squatter. That's right.
A squatter. Squat.
That's right. Laid up on the couch, actually.
Busted him. Flat out busted him. He's out there. Oh, man.
He moved so quickly to get out of the way, he didn't want any confrontation.
Well, the thing must have
Rick
been
either.
asleep because, you know, he drives up and then walks in the door and busts him with his flashlight. You'd think this thing would have heard him drive up. He'd have been awake. So, chilling on the couch. I probably just got through eating the whole deer.
Dead tired.
Get turkey. That tryptophan was creeping in, taking a little squatch cat nap. Got busted.
Yeah.
But great story. All right, we're gonna give away the Bigfoot Odyssey song again, and this will be the last thing we do before we call it a night. So let's spin the wheel.
Alrighty then. Now your Bigfoot Odyssey song, is that like a one of them parodies of like She's Like the Wind? Patrick Swayze, great. From Dirty Dancing. Okay. Lucky number 2.
Tom Feller wrote this very interesting story about this song. Number 2.
Oh. Okay, sorry.
All right. There was an interesting story I'll say about the Bigfoot Odyssey song. Guy Tom Feller wrote this, produced it, sang it, played all the instruments himself, recorded it, and just gave it to us. Didn't ask him for it. Never talked to him before. And the really creepy thing about it to me is 10 minutes after he emailed that to me, a guy named Tom Feller, Feller, from Indiana, about 38 years old. Tom Feller from Austin, Texas, 65 years old, graphic artist, wanted to donate us some, I'm covering the mic, wanted to donate us some graphic art, 10 minutes apart. Tom Feller, both donating us something. This was a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Strange.
You got some wild Matrix stuff happening over there.
That's a weird synchronicity. I'm thinking the whole time this is some CIA stuff. You know, these guys need to come up with a new name because they're using the same over and over.
On a watch list. Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Number 2.
I actually did get a chance to talk to Tom, and he said, "Do what you want with it." And I actually I owe him a shirt. I owe a lot of people some shirts that as soon as I get them made. Some people got shirts, some people didn't, and I apologize to the ones that didn't get them. Send me your address again, and I will make sure you get your shirts. Okay, the question. This is going to be let's do res squatching. Let's do an episode 9 question.
Sadonga.
That's right. Okay. I gotta think of one here because I didn't have anything prepared.
In his defense, he has been cooking also today.
Yeah, so. I've been
Jeez Louise.
But I'm gonna think it would be good one here.
How many members of the volleyball team were in the van with
they didn't say, so nobody would know.
With Barry.
I wouldn't know if anybody got it right. So
it's number 15.
You really?
Oh, sorry.
Jamie's saying 7.
Okay. In the beginning, the drone footage. What am I showing and talking about in the very beginning of the episode?
Boy, that's a tough one.
It's a building.
Don't give him any hints.
Oh, so close.
He got it.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. It was the okay.
Nope. It's not a high school, y'all. Yeah. Well, I mean, if I give it to Andy, I got to give it to the others. I think Andy already has the song anyway.
I'm thinking Andy really watches the shows.
Yeah, I do.
He really.
Yeah.
Because the high school didn't go up that high, did it?
No.
That was the junior high.
It was. All right, look, we're going to give it to him anyway. Treva and Lady Renee. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. But it's an elementary school.
But it can be confused because they do have all of the stuff from the high school in there too, because they have all the.
But I didn't talk about the high school. I talked about the elementary school. So that was kind of a tough one. I should have had some questions ready, and I wasn't prepared. Thank you, Daniela, for having some stories prepared. I was actually getting like 3 or 4 ready about 20 minutes before we got started. So yes, you guys email me. Treva, you have my email. You may have the song already. I don't know. But and I'll send you guys a song. You can use it for anything you want. Use it for a ringtone, as long as you don't use it for a Bigfoot show called Bigfoot Odyssey. That's we insist that you don't use it for that. So. But congratulations, winners. Email me bigfootodyssey@gmail.com. I'll send that out to you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another Blue Line Wednesday. Sorry we weren't more prepared. Sorry we missed Adam. And
sorry,
is what it is.
He'll be here next week. Deborah? Yeah, I don't know what Deborah's doing here. Sorry about that.
Who we got Saturday, Daniela?
We've got Jonathan Odom.
Oh, yes. Jonathan Odom from Alabama researcher is going to be on here Saturday, 7 o'clock p.m. Central. Don't miss it. And it's happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy Turkey.
Guys, have a great holiday. And hopefully we'll see you guys Saturday.
You as well.
Paranormal Portal tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. Central, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Two special 2-hour show, Brent and Don, every Wednesday and Saturday they do it. That's why you hear me announce it, because one of the only other shows, aside from that Bigfoot Explorer puts out that I really like. So yeah, go over there and check out what they're doing there tonight. Paranormal Portal. That's going to be in about an hour.
About
an hour. All right. Thank you, Jake, for showing up. Tell Adam, I hope he gets well soon.
Yeah, I just feel kind of weird. We haven't. Oh, sorry to interrupt. We haven't mentioned the. I forgot to ask you how the campaign for the for the expedition has been going. I haven't been keeping tabs. We haven't really touched on that tonight.
We actually added 2 more. We added Mark Kinchell and we added Levi Christensen, which Dan Christensen was already going, and Levi is his son, because it's just going to be too hard on these guys. What we're asking them to do, to go for 8 hours, be off 8 hours, go for 8 hours, be off 8 hours for a week straight.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough. So these guys, we're still keeping the same amount in the groups. But we are going to have backups in camp for when somebody wants to trade out. So we're constantly filming, constantly going. We're going to have static cameras going at the camp, because the only time you're not going to see any footage in the field is in transition. When one team's coming in, the other team is going out, and because they're going to be trading off cameras, and they're actually going to do a handoff. This is what we did. This is what we experienced. And then, the guys are going to sit down and talk about in camp what they just went through every single day. So it's a lot. These guys are, what we're asking these guys to do is tremendous. And I'm trimmed up, got down to 240.
Down to fighting weight.
Yeah, almost down to fighting weight. I need to drop about 15 more, get nice and trimmed up. But yeah, I'm getting in shape for this, because it's happening, and I thank you everybody that's thrown in on it. We're going to thank you guys proper in the film. So if you haven't seen your name at the end of any of these last episodes, because we're saving you for the 7-part series. And
awesome.
Like I said, we're going to thank you properly in there. So
before we go, Bomber says, wait, how do we get to the portal? She never knows.
Paranormal Portal on YouTube. Just go to Paranormal Portal and hit subscribe. That's it. There's one Portal with Brent and Don, and they really do the show.
Yes, they do.
They cut up, but they tell stories, and kind of like what we do here, only better. But we'll get there. We know we're amateurs. We know why you guys subscribe.
And we're here for the stories on the reports.
Yeah, well, the travel show. That's what people subscribe for. That's hold no illusions about that. But we have fun doing this. This is just something in between.
This will hold you over.
Yeah.
Daniela looks tired.
She does.
Tonight.
Go to bed. Yeah.
He looks so tired.
We already have gone over 5 minutes. So
happy Thanksgiving, guys.
everybody.
Thursday.
Here tonight.
Happy Thursday tomorrow, Daniela.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to y'all.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.